they are traders, but they buy fish only have some fishermen. And they make a 10%. Rob. cheapest one 20 per kilo, $20 per kilo, and the most expensive one 70. And those giants no one they are priced more than $50 per kilo. Like so nearly more than 200, nearly 300 kilograms. More than 15,000 pieces can be made from this. マニュアルとレッサー100キロ。Nearly 60 to 70% of the weight is fresh. Fresh.
Is it all good food?
So they are working for you. So they apply for they work this.
Ja, jag blir inte så bra. Ja, innan va? Så får det direkt så 100 kilo eller?
Det blir så lite till att från kabinen. Och det är faktiskt ja.
They cut the tail end off the people.
Beide sind, oder? Dass sich der Kanal grundsätzlich über den Taxi
Yeah, folks, just in the conclusion, just look at the discipline of these guys. Nowhere in the world that humans have the discipline as these guys. That's just what I've come to see, nothing else. It's a fish market. But the utter discipline, the respect, the regard there's no match anywhere that I can see of fish markets that I've traveled to. And it's a joke that none of us can get it right. Can't even get it right in a parliament. Never mind. I thought we were civil to a degree that we could achieve something like this even in a parliament and come to a somewhat a conclusion as to getting things right for the people of the society and so on and so forth. I'm sorry to show you fish, frozen fish and stocks. It's not the stocks that you would trade on and then think that it'll feed your stomach. This stock will feed your stomach. The burning hunger of the humanity on the planet. That you want to put a perspective to this and the trading flows in New York or in London or in Shanghai or Hong Kong. All I've been observing is the utter respect for one another. There's about 6 or 7 traders at any one given auction, and none of them are in turmoil, none of them are in distress, none of them are in if you can practice this in our governments, in every society, right? I think we can say we've achieved somewhat order and civil norm. Look at that commotion just there for our side. It's a new auction taking place there. Look at how respectful they're standing beside one another. It's only because it's all Japanese. If you put anyone else in here, there'll be a hell of a mess. It's gonna be chaos. It's lucky that every trader is Japanese. Yeah, folks, and that's what I want to say. You have a mixed traders on the floor, like New York or the London fish market, or the Billingsgate market. It's one of the oldest markets in the world, yet you should go and have a look at it, see how chaotic it is, and how argumentative. It's because no one follows the trading rules on the floor. They're all behind the scene doing all kinds of tricks. But here we go. Well, there might be some tricks here too, but at least to an innocent eye, I would say most of that backdoor stuff is being straightened out by the traders here on the floor and the security staff around. Even when they come to check the freshness and the quality of the frozen tuna, and particularly the fresh ones just underneath us, they have a very good observation technique, and every one of them are, just as you would on a stock market, stock floor, trading floor. The virtual stocks these days, but not your sheep, your chicken, your your beef, or your spices. Anyway, so in conclusion of this trading floor, something that we can all learn how to deal with one another and the food that we trade here, which is the tuna, which is your shishi, sashimi, your gourmet meals that comes onto top-notch restaurants here in Tokyo and elsewhere around the world in big major cities. A little leaf of example to take from here. Not just come and watch how they trade, not just watch the frozen tuna laid out on the floor, but take something that has a different meaning in your daily life. How respectful you can be to one another doing something like this, and how organized it is, how trade happens. Somebody bought it and it gets labeled, it gets tagged with stickies, and the sticky tells you where it's going to go, and then who's going to be the owner, and all of that. It's meticulously done. It's precisely arranged. It's a wonderful observation to have had. It's great to bring some school kids from around the world and show this and become the benchmark as a civil way of educating them, not in a classroom environment with such a nonsense that we feed into these little kids' heads today. But this will be a great discipline and a platform to start a new generation to be responsible, I would say, and on the planet that we live, such a disarrayed arrangements of humanity's ways of doing things. Yeah, learning from a fish market here in Tokyo. No, I wouldn't recommend any other fish market, particularly not in London, particularly not in New York, definitely not in any other city on this planet, I would say. Yeah, folks. 7 minutes of a different commentary on this, different meaning to this trading. Look at this forklifter. Anytime if he brakes a little bit too harsh, those frozen tunas will be on the floor. But it's crazy how meticulously things are done. It's a fabulous observation to have made. And if you just run through this with the kids, they will come to some kind of meaningful understanding as to how to deal with their friends in the playground and the football pitch, and their tennis pitch, and their classroom, for that matter, and on the public transport, and so much I love it. I wouldn't mind coming every day, just observing, to find a flaw in these guys' patience. They get the heated debate in certain times. Somebody could just inchly ask for a bigger price, and the blink of an eye, the trader might not just pick it up, but I'm sure there are what you call the fault mechanics in place to capture that element, avoiding the conflict, or in fact avoiding the corruption. And this guy with the towel, and he is straight off the fisherman's trawler. Yeah. Because the trawler chaps, the fisherman gets about 90%, I think. The trader gets about 10% on this deal. I love this guy. Look at the fisherman. He's done all the hard work. Getting that stuff onto you. He's doing his little rounds. Hey, tough man. You're driving around and taking. Look at this one here. Amazing. It is all the transport. Anyway, 10 minutes of my nonsense in a different format to what you would hear from a tour guide. I've given you the rundown of the auction, but this time it's a rundown of the civic auction practices here in Tokyo, Toyosu, frozen and fresh fish auction.